Hey guys, Respawn here. Today I'm going to show you how to complete the Unhallowed Essence set dungeon. So, let's get stuck into it.
The darkness grows while we stand about.
Alright, so to get there, make your way to the Howling Plateau in Act 2 and head over to the left. So you want to go through the canyons, and then once you reach the end, you want to head over to a little pocket on the right. If you are wearing the entire set of the Unhallowed Essence set, the portal will appear. You can also wear 5 of the 6 pieces and have the Ring of Grandeur in your kunai's cube, and that will also activate the portal. Now to the requirements. So there's basic and mastery completion. The only difference there is how many monsters you kill, which personally I found was the easiest component of the actual challenge. The main component I would focus on is getting those multi-shots, clearing 20 enemies in a single shot. So my focus going into this dungeon was to clump up the enemies as quickly as possible, focusing on the groups of little spiders. I wasn't too worried about the groups of bigger spiders, as there didn't seem to be enough of them for a single multi-shot. The biggest spider variant can be frustrating to clump because of the larger size and their spitting ability, which slows everything on the ground and is really annoying. I strongly suggest focusing on the packs of smaller spiders and incorporating them into the packs of the bigger spider variety. The other requirement for this set dungeon is to maintain discipline above 50% throughout the entire dungeon. Try not vaulting too frequently. I got a little bit carried away a few times in my first attempts. Make sure to have Tumble as the vaulting rune and Preparation with the Invigorate rune. As it is with the multi-shot build, these will just help you to get away with some vaulting without going below the threshold. So you might be wondering, what's the point of doing the set dungeon? Well, let's have a look at them. They were introduced in patch 2.4. There are 4 dungeons per each character class, however they are all at different fixed locations throughout the game. The set dungeon mobs are said to be around Torment 4 or 5 difficulty, but that bearing in mind, if you have gear that is beyond that, it can actually act as a bit of a detriment, as it might be too easy to kill some of the mobs prematurely when attempting the objectives. You'll see I popped a few with evasive fire a few times through misclicking, which could have really prevented me from getting 1 or 2 more multi-shot 20 target volleys. Each set dungeon has 3 objectives. Note though, if you're on a hardcore character, dying in a set dungeon will not count as a permanent death, which is pretty cool. So let's look at the reasons to actually do them. Well, there's a champion seasonal achievement, which is the reason I went for it. Or otherwise, just do it because it's a bit of fun and it's something that you can help test out your character and, test out your gear with. So yeah, there's only really an achievement in it. I believe the end date for the season is the 16th of December, so if you haven't done the set dungeon, there's still some time left. If anything changes for the set dungeon, I'll do an update video in the new season. So I'm using the multi-shot Demon Hunter build for season 15, I'll link the build below. I didn't wish to stray too far from the build in order to complete the set dungeon, so I tried to keep it a bit in line with what I was using anyway. First off, I highly suggest removing your Bane of the Trap gem, as the slowing aura it provides does make clumping the mob packs more tedious. Secondly, if you have the illusory boots in Kunai's cube, I suggest using their ability to move through the mobs without unit collision. This just makes it a lot easier to clump the targets, and also you can save on vaulting around the place. I also suggest using the Bat Companion if you choose to keep the companion skill at all, because this companion does the least damage to the target, so you shouldn't kill any small spiders with it, and it just provides 1 hatred per second regen, which is quite nice for late in the dungeon, just multi-shot spraying, you won't run out. But to be fair, you could do this entire set dungeon without the companion entirely. Let's quickly talk about the gear itself and how I obtained it. So the Unhallowed Essence set is comprised of 6 items: the head, the chest, the legs, the shoulders, hands and boots. The initial 2 and 4 set bonuses are decent, but it's really the 6th set bonus that stands out. With your hatred generating moves, multi-shot and vengeance getting 100% increased damage per point of discipline. At the time of this video I had 84 points of discipline, so that's 84 times multiplier on that set bonus. And 84 points isn't the highest achievable, you can certainly get higher. In order to get this gear, I completed chapters 1 to 4 for the season, and I received 2 pieces of the set for chapters 2, 3 and 4 respectively. If you haven't played a Demon Hunter or tried the multi-shot Demon Hunter, I highly recommend it, it's a lot of fun to play. So the time limit and the mobs available is pretty generous, all things considered. Don't be afraid to make a few mistakes. You have 370 monsters in this dungeon. 6 perfect shots would leave you 250 mobs to kill, so you don't have to be perfect. There's some room for error. Admittedly, I made a few mistakes and misclicked a couple of times, as you can see. Accidentally shooting targets I was trying to clump up. I also got unlucky with one particular volley, wiping out only 19, yet I still managed to complete the dungeon and get a win. And if you don't get it the first time, it's all good. You can attempt the dungeon multiple times. Now I was running out of time and I only had a few mobs left. When I had one left in about 15 seconds, it was starting to get a bit dicey. So another tip I'd suggest is just keeping track of where you were last and where you might not have seen any enemies. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope it's helped. See you next time.